Hi everybody, I'm Rose and this is Mama Rosie's Corner. I hope everyone is doing well. I want to talk with you this week about fibromyalgia. I think a lot of you know that I suffer with the disorder, and I've mentioned it several times, and I've talked about a little bit about how it affects me, but I would like to discuss the actual disorder, some of the symptoms that go with it, and get a little bit personal about how it affects my life and what I think fibro might be. Because here's the thing. Fibromyalgia is a disorder described as widespread chronic pain. Now, doctors have no clue what fibro is. That's still very much out for debate. Some people say it could be from food disorders, from food allergies. Some people say that it's something similar to autoimmune diseases or disorders. Some people say it's a neurological disorder, which I kind of lean toward. But the truth is, doctors have no clue what fibro is. It's a very vague thing, and when you go to the doctor, depending on your doctor, some of them will talk to you about it, some of them won't. Some doctors don't want to recognize it at all, and the doctor I went to for a long time, he pretty much related everything fibro to depression. And so let's not discuss the fact that I wasn't depressed until I was in chronic pain, but that was a part he could never get in his head. So I've got my notes here. Let's talk a little bit about fibro symptoms, because there's a lot of them and I don't want this video to take too long. The biggest disorder symptom, of course, is the chronic pain, and I want to take a minute to talk about that because it's very involved. So it's muscle pain, and it's muscle weakness, and it's muscle spasms. Also, fibro causes something called allodynia, which is a skin sensitivity. So I am sensitive to clothes against my skin. I am sensitive to someone trying to rub me. I can be sensitive to hugging, which really sucks. Things that shouldn't cause pain against my skin or leaning on my muscles will cause pain. Also, we suffer from something called hyperalgesia, which means that when we do experience pain from things, we experience it about 4 times higher than the average human. I can't emphasize the pain factor enough, okay? It is a constant thing in my life. I wake up in pain, I go to bed in pain. We suffer with joint stiffness and joint pain, unfortunately. We suffer with chronic fatigue. Fatigue never goes away. It's a constant thing. I go walking, I take naps. It's great. Let's see, we get headaches, we do have memory issues and concentration problems. Sometimes we have problems with basic formulas, basic math. Our cognitive skills tend to be affected when we go through fibrofog. Fibromyalgia patients refer to fibrofog because in our state of constant pain and constant fatigue, there's always this feeling of mental numbness. I don't know how else to describe it. It's like a constant state of wow, I don't even know the right words to use. It can be a state of confusion, I guess. Well, of course, you know, depression, anxiety, stress, these things are all higher, more magnified, more intense. We also have issues with sensitivities to outside stimuli, such as sensitivities to light. hypersensitivity to smells. I cannot do heavy perfumes, heavy food smells, you know, things of that nature will get under my skin. Heavy sounds when I wear headphones. I can keep my headphones on for my walk, but I have to be careful about levels of the volume levels, because high volume levels, I don't know why, but they trigger my tinnitus. So I get like a ringing in my ears from that. And of course, the pain I talk about for the more often than not is my foot pain. Now, it has not been associated by the medical industry yet, but I'm here to tell you, okay? Fibromyalgia patients suffer with neuropathy. We get pain and tingling, numbness in the extremities, so primarily the hands and the feet. My feet can be so bad sometimes that they constantly feel like they're on fire. My husband has been amazed sometimes when he's, you know, had them near him or been touched by them by accident, because many times they do. They feel much hotter than the rest of my body. They stay red and irritated all the time. I always have some form of foot problem. I get weird muscle cramps in my toes, so that my toes will frequently look crippled. I get that in my fingers too. My fingers, it's been a slower process. I do play rock band, and that's helped. But there's not a lot you can do about your toes. So the foot pain is devastating, which makes walking a big problem. That's why when my fibro is bad, I can't walk. It gets to a point where I wake up with my feet throbbing, and just the thought of standing on them is difficult. Wearing sneakers and socks versus being barefoot or wearing like some form of a sandal is better. I am better off with a more solid shoe. I do have trouble with widths, because around my big toe and my pinky toe on my feet, around those bones, I have a lot of pain. So even though my feet have gotten smaller from weight loss, I still have to deal with that constant rubbing sensation on the sides of my feet, just in my shoe. And depending on the shoe, that can be very irritating. So, you know, dress shoes, that's a difficult process. Boots, yeah, I have to find a really wide width. So I generally stick to sneakers. No, I don't have the money to buy expensive sneakers, so I just try to find sneakers that have the proper width, and that helps. This is my life, folks, and this is the life of many people. Lady Gaga just came out admitting that she has fibromyalgia. I have yet to watch her movie, her documentary, because I know it's going to hit home, and I know it's going to hit hard, and I have a feeling that that when I'm done, I'm going to need to say thank you to her, because the song Born This Way is one of the songs that I walk to, and I had no idea that she was referring in that song to her disorder. So it's funny that it hit home with me. In any case, I wanted everyone to understand what fibro is, where it comes from, what the questions that most people have are, and maybe help people understand that it's not in my head, it's not depression, it's not laziness, it's not a desire to stay home. Why would anybody want to live like that? Why would somebody like Lady Gaga want to cancel her tour because she's decided she's lazy? No. This stuff knocks you out. It is not fun to live in chronic pain. It is not fun to wake up every day and go, let's see what hurts today. Getting motivated for walks some days, it's a nightmare. I don't even know how I did it this week. I really don't, because it was a rough week. I was still in a lot of pain, but I was determined because I snuck over 200 again, and it really bothered me. Hopefully tomorrow I'll find out I'm either at 200 or right under, but at least I know I'm focused again and I'm working toward goal again. And that's hard to do sometimes after a bad run with fibro. When I go through a flare, it gets very difficult to get motivated over and over and over, especially when flares happen over and over and over. Yay, the story of my life. But I guess my point is, you can do it. I can do it. It's a fight. It's a struggle. Every day is difficult. But what's the alternative? You know, I've done the alternative. I've tried staying in bed. I've been depressed. I've cut myself off. I've isolated. I'm having trouble now having friends because I've been so distant from so many people for so long. So I've checked out the alternative. It sucks. Okay? I'm better off trying. I'm better off fighting. I'm better off making my body as healthy as I can. I take ibuprofen when the pain gets bad. Occasionally, if it gets really nasty, I will talk with my doctor and get a muscle relaxer. I don't like taking them. They make me sleepy. So, and I don't like taking painkillers all the time because it's too easy. The pain's always going to be there. What's the point? And painkillers, all they really do is trick your brain. They don't really give you any relief. So, it's a hard life sometimes. But a lot of people have hard lives. And a lot of people have lives a lot harder than mine, with physical disabilities that I can't even hope to understand. Or living situations or life situations that are so bad that I can't relate. But this is my world, and this is what I have to live with and what I have to cope with. And I think for a long time, I wasn't coping at all. And a lot of that is about acceptance. Accepting who you are, accepting what your limitations are, and understanding that it doesn't make you a bad person. I'm not a bad person because I can't compete or compare or keep up with other people. I'm just me. And I can only be the best that I can be. And you can only be the best that you can be. I'm Rose, and this is Mama Rosie's Corner. Have a good day.